Hello, this is Aner Dyfan Teaches from the Depths, Area of Denial Flak Cannon, or Overpowered Flak CIWS. This is a new feature in the 2.0 patch. What used to happen is when you had a look at weapons, the expected radius of explosives or flak was always limited in terms of damage. It was limited around about 12 block distance. However, with 2.0 patch, this limitation has been partially removed. In terms of damaging blocks, it is still that limitation, due to balance and processing limitations. What it has been removed for, though, is for damaging missiles. So this shell here is a rather significant shell, but when this detonates, it will only damage blocks within a dozen blocks or so, but it will destroy missiles all the way out to 200 meters. This can be utilized to make an incredibly powerful anti-missile system. The downside is that it will also destroy the player avatar, and also it will detonate any of your own missiles. But I will show a simple system here. So, this is the warhead here. What I need it to do, though, I need this to detonate, so I will give it a actual fuse, a timed fuse, and this fuse, I want it to detonate a little way away from the ship, maybe about 20 meters or so. As you can see, the muzzle velocity is 210 meters per second here. So if I get it to detonate 0.1 second away, it will be away from the ship when it detonates, not causing any damage. It will be 20 meters away and thus be safe. And the shell length is a 4 meter rack, so let us build a 4 meter cannon to utilize this. So, as you can see here, made a fairly basic gun. It's very limited, and it's just to showcase how this system works. So let us load it. So let's select all the shells to load. See there, they're nicely loaded. And now, just need to set it up to fire. What we do need is to ensure that the ship has detection, which this does. It has detection all the way around, apart from downwards. So now, it will detect inbound missiles. Where you need to control this, you need to get an automated control block. So place that nearby, select it, and want to select when hostile missile is closer than a certain range. And this range I want to set at 200 meters. And then weapon systems, effect range only needs to be very short because I don't want to be affecting this single weapon. So actually it needs to be 2. And then fire weapons. So if I test this, kaboom! And it failed because I messed something up. So let's go back to the drawing board, shall we? So very simple. What I had done wrong there, I have made the barrel very short, so the burn length isn't very long. So the shell base speed is only 35 meters per second, which means it only gets 3 meters out from the barrel before it explodes. A simple fix can be just to lengthen the barrel, like so, to make it nice long range. See, there we go. Base speed has now increased to the maximum of 210 meters per second. Alternatively, I could have increased the actual length of the timer. So now, I'm going to go to test. Everything should be okay. So test, kaboom, the shell detonates well above the surface, and the ship is not damaged whatsoever. Exactly how I'd like it. So, maybe wondering what is the point of this? So, it's not aiming at anything, and the gun will activate when within range of a missile. So let's spawn in an enemy ship. Let's do something quite strong. I know, the Typhoon fires pure missiles. let's see how it fares against the Typhoon. So fires a barrage of missiles. Oh, and you see the LAM system is activating, taking everything down. We don't want the LAM system to be activating because that doesn't prove the point. See, with the LAMs it's all okay. So let's just destroy all enemy vehicles and remove the LAMs from the ship. So there we go, the LAMs have now been removed. And let's see how it fares against the Typhoon again, with just pure missiles and no LAMs to protect it. So here comes along. And there we go. Fires a little bit slowly, but all the missiles were detonated away from the ship. A couple got a bit close. Again, here come the next load of missiles. One hits far there. Next detonates all the missiles and only... Oh, no! I thought a couple got through. They did damage, but only minimal damage there. Destroy the enemy vehicles. And that is considerably better than other things. And you think, oh, wow, the LAM system was dealing fine. Let's show another system, the tester, which I normally utilise to defend against missiles. So the enemy Typhoon was all well and good, but it isn't a particularly superior missile design, and many LAM systems can be built to defend it. What I have as a tester though is the Missile Defender Swarm. This thing fires so many missiles at once that I have yet to have a LAM system be able to take them all out before the missiles hit. This system, this area denial system, is different. Let's just see it in action. So immediately, all the missiles were destroyed in the gantry as soon as they were fired. Let's try it again. Immediately, every single one was destroyed in the gantry. Let's try it a little further away. Give the missiles a chance to reach the target. If they were explosive missiles, they would cause damage to the ship. So, see, all those missiles just destroyed immediately. Again, every missile destroyed without fail. And just to give you an idea, I will compare it to a normal setup. So now, what I have set up is the tester with the LAM systems and not the area of denial weapon on board, just to see the difference as to how this goes down. So, there we go, the LAMs are firing, missiles spread out, and nowhere near are they all defeated. That's when they're close by. Let's try a little bit further away, like I did with the area of denial weapon. Just to spawn it in again, and it's a little bit further away. So now, you can see they're all firing. Missiles spread out, and tons hit. Even though these are absolutely minuscule missiles and only take a single hit by any of these LAMS nodes to shoot down. It doesn't stand a chance, and so many of those missiles do get through. One thing though you'll probably agree with me on is that the system I built was a little bit excessive and not really feasible for the majority of ships. It might be a nice idea to have one in a fleet, but it isn't really required. So I'm going to show you another system which you can use, a little prefab system which you can put on pretty much anywhere on a ship, and it will be fairly cheap to build. So yes, the way I'm building this is not very efficient in any stretch of the imagination, but it is going to be a little bit more useful in the fact that it's going to be easy to prefab and fit pretty much anywhere on a ship. If built any larger, it would make things a lot more tricky. So with the gun loaded, just need to place a ACB nearby. Want it as close to the gun as possible. I could have actually put this somewhere within the prefab, but here will do. Again, want to just set it when missiles within certain range. Hostile missiles win. This time though, it's only going to be 100 meters due to the size of the gauge. Actually, yeah, I'm going to reduce it. So yes, the missiles will get, so multiple missiles will get in range, then it will fire. So it is a cooldown of about 5 seconds, so that is unfortunately a bit of a limitation. Again, why I wanted this ACB to fire a little bit slower. So one way to increase that is to increase the number of gauge coolers. So let us do that. Just, there we go. The cooldown here is improved a little bit. It is actually not able to fire that regularly, but this can now be made a prefab. So let's clear a prefab and make this a new one. So there we go. This prefab is only 1,000 material. We can place these essentially at the 4 coordinates of this ship or the platform. Right then, all the weapons, all the defense area denial weapons are loaded. Let us spawn an enemy Typhoon in and see how they fare. Here they come. The missile's going to get a lot closer this time. See, this one will fire, and then that one. So some have got through, but almost all were stopped well in advance. Again, it's this range here. There's only a couple got through there. And again. And this can be tweaked here and there to prevent any missiles getting in. So adjusting the range of when the ACBs fire. So as I said, we'll test it. We'll test this design against the Missile Defender Swarm again and see how it fares here. So here all the missiles come in, spread out, and a couple of detonations had to occur before almost all the missiles were destroyed. Let's just see that in action again. The missiles spread out, about half were destroyed there, a handful did break it through. But this is an incredibly cheap system, and in fact most LAM systems are going to be significantly more expensive. So the little LAM system I utilised for this ship is several of these LAM's cavities. So in fact I have 4 of these on this ship, which is essentially twice the cost of this setup here using the area of denial weapons. The great thing being is that these can be easily scaled, so make them larger, you can have them fire more readily, or fire large projectiles to detonate a much larger swarm of missiles. And there you have it. That is the area of denial flak defense against missiles. Hope you found this very interesting, and I shall see you next time. Until then.